Felicia. Oh, baby. She said, just better.
The ANBERNIC RG552. I finally got my hands on it. Yes, I know it's been out for a little bit, but Banggood.com sent me this one, and they have them actually quite significantly cheap. This one had the 128 gigabytes of games, over 20,000 games built in, you know, brought to your doorstep in this actually quite beautiful screen, really nice build factor. Now, I know, the price is ridiculous. There's actually quite a few other things and bugs about it that bugged me, and I think you should know about before purchasing this thing. I really wanted to love it, though, and ANBERNIC still makes great devices. I still recommend their other ones, and this one to a certain extent. So let me show you my opinion and my brother's opinion and some of the things I found playing with this thing. So Banggood did ship me this, and they have a bunch of really cool handhelds on there. There's the specs, there's the device, well packaged. Look at that power brick. Dang, it is fast charging. You only get about 4 hours. There's 2 micro SD cards included, one for your operating system on the left side of the unit and one 128 for the games. And then it comes with a screen protector. I do not have the screen protector on for this video. You know, it's a little hefty on the price, but it comes with, you know, it's plug and play. It comes with everything for you, even that 128 gigabyte SD card. And I've seen different prices out there. Banggood definitely has one of the better ones out there if you are thinking about buying it. Now let's go ahead and get some feedback on this thing.
Screen's great.
Yeah, the screen is nice.
Okay.
So let me go back.
And you said you like the button layout.
It's not bad. It's playable. It works on my big hands. I hit reset.
See?
So it resets the whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay, dang.
That's what I told you. There's a reset button and a function button.
So, I mean, maybe not a good idea to give it like a super little kick.
So here we go, the RG552, 55 standing for the 5.5 inch screen, better processor, better graphics, Wi-Fi built in, all metal, mostly metal, you know, front and back. Does it, you know, this is a huge difference in all the other models, is it finally, because of the increase in processing power you have, the big heat sink, way larger screen, beautiful screen by the way, I love it. I'm really impressed by the screen. Control layout, similar to all the RGs, except because of the screen increase, for me, using the analog stick and then also using bumpers, this is kind of crampy to me. And if you have a small hand, it's probably even harder to reach. If you're using the D-pad, it's actually really comfortable. But when you're going analogs, it could get a little uncomfortable. Now check out what we got on the bottom here. We got speaker on the left. You have your operating system, and then you have your extra space. So this is where you can put your ROMs. You can do dual boot on this. You can do Android or emulate like is running now. And here's a big problem with this, something I don't like. That you can reset the device so easily because the function button's right here. This is the button you're gonna press to save your state, to exit out of the game. So it's something you're pressing all the time. And imagine you go to save your state and instead you restart the game and you lose all that progress. That's a problem. I think that's a big oversight there. Now, it does have built-in Wi-Fi. It has mini HDMI. We'll show you that in a second. It does have USB Type-C, one for charging and one you can hook a controller up to it. You can hook a you know, a Bluetooth dongle to it to then go wireless headphones or wireless controllers. Buttons are very clicky. The buttons, everything here is the standard RG series stuff. Okay, the only difference is they colored the buttons this time. Other than that, it's all the same stuff. The analog sticks, the D-pad. So the quality's always been good. So here you go, you got all your systems, CPS 1, 2, and 3, MSX. The thing is loaded, 20,339. I don't know if you can read that, but it says it there. 20,359. Final Burn Alpha, MAME. Now here's the problem, MAME, right? You go in MAME, all these games even have some favorites, but we were playing around with some of these games, they don't even run. Like I think Golden Axe does run. But you might have to change the emulator around. It's not as plug and play. Yeah, look at that, Golden Axe doesn't even run. You're probably gonna have to hit select here and then change the advanced system options and then change the emulator. See, it's on auto right now. You might have to mess around with some of these emulators to get it to work. And that's just a shame because this thing is sold as like a plug and play device. And we're gonna get into that in a second. I guess I can kind of chat about that as let me just go through the collections here and I'll just chat about this, which is, go back, let me just show the system. So you got MAME, Wonderful. I'm just gonna, you guys can see the screen and let me talk about, is this really a plug and play device or is this device meant for maybe more of a tinkerer? And let's get off the argument of price for a second and just follow me on this like plug and play. It's not plug and play in that not everything is working out of the box. Like there's still some tinkering you have to do. If you want to do net play, you have to set up the Wi-Fi. There's not a lot of instructions on how to do that. It's just not that user friendly in that regard. But it has a touch screen. Why do you put a touch screen where you ship it with a software that doesn't utilize the touchscreen at all, right? That means that you expect the person buying the device to flash their own Android, load their own ROMs, or get a program like Dig or Launchbox to then go find all the ROMs and get it all working for them. Why wouldn't you just ship it with Android and have all the, right? They didn't do that, which I think is a missed opportunity. Especially, we're paying all this extra money for the touch screen. Like, if they got rid of the touch, I would imagine they could probably drop this price of this device $20 to $50. The ergonomics kind of bug me, but I talked about earlier. I'm kind of going off in the pros and cons here. But okay, back to is it plug and play? Yes and no. For those reasons, you're going to get better performance out of Android, and you're going to be able to utilize this device more from Android, in my opinion. Now, as far as the increased performance, like should you go out and buy this one versus the RG351 or 350? And only if you're going to be playing like N64, Dreamcast, PSP, and maybe some Sega Saturn. But even then, it's not going to be perfect. You're going to have there's still games like God of War and things like that just will not run even at 1x on these systems. I don't know. I start thinking about how is this any different from a phone at this point, right? The only thing different between this and a phone is that this can't make phone calls, right? And it has the built-in controls. And I think that we're getting closer and closer to that. Because if you're gonna run Android and you want touchscreen, you want all that other stuff, like why not just get like a nice phone and then get a little a controller, a telescopic controller, right? You got to ask yourself these questions when you're going for this stuff. Now, I did want to say, some of my favorite retro gaming experiences I'm having on this thing. Like, it just feels really good. And, by the way, so no video snaps, and only some games have descriptions, and only some games have even a photo. Look, no photos at all. Let me find like some of these systems. There you go. You get a photo there. But that back to the whole plug and play thing, that kind of bugs me, right? Like it isn't really plug and play. Like, this thing is not out of the box seamless. Not even close. Which is disappointed. Let's go to like Zombies Eat My Neighbors. And but it looks great. These games look really good on this screen. High resolution, 5:3 aspect ratio. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would love to just sit here and play NES all day on this thing. And can I do the analog too? Nice. Let's turn on my map here. Where's my map? There we go.
All right, so final thoughts, pros and cons. So pros, you've already heard me talk about the screen. It's large, the resolution's great, the aspect ratio is perfect for this type of retro gameplay. The built-in Wi-Fi, it's great that it's already pre-built in. You don't need a dongle for that. You can stream on a Steam. You can stream your Steam from your desktop computer to this device. You can hook this device to a large TV. It has more power, right? It's more you can get up to GameCube. It's just not going to run at the full 60 FPS. Build quality, I've heard mixed things about this, but every device I've seen is pretty darn good for the price. It's not amazing, but it's also not bad either. So I'm okay with it. I'm happy with it. And then ROMs are pre-installed, and then so it's plug and play in that device, and then the brand has a nice portfolio of similar devices, meaning that this isn't their first rodeo, right? Whenever a brand comes out, or like Soldier Boy's like, I'm going to come out with this new, it's like, dude, or I'm the CEO of Atari. Like, you got to wonder, like, this thing's going to be garbage. you know, or like Atari doing the VCS, right? They were totally dormant forever, and then they come out with this device that was supposed to be the be-all device, and look where that went, right? Where with ANBERNIC, they really did. Oh, another pro I didn't write on this list is that they got rid of the goddamn logo. I've been saying get rid of the logo on the shell of the case. Anyways, as I was saying, they have the RG3 351, 350, the 350p, the 351p, like so many different models in their portfolio, so they can do this stuff well, and it shows here, right? These are bigger iterations of a similar build. That being said, there are some cons, and here we go. So the button layout, I think, the third thing that I didn't even write on here too, so let's just go through this. Button layout, not good for small hands, right? It is, because the screen is so big, the buttons are way vertically, there's a lot more spacing, you need to have pretty big hands. Two, when you're using your left analog stick and the triggers at the top, not very comfortable at all. And then the triggers at the top should be stacked, in my opinion. That's another con. The triggers on the back should be stacked, kind of similar to like a controller, like an Xbox 360 controller, or even I think the Switch is set up that way. The price, right? This is the big one. Everyone, ever since I made the announcement video of this device, was like, wow, are they smoking? Like, what are they smoking that they think they can get this price when they have the Odin to compete with, the Retroid Pocket 2, the Steam Deck, right? These are way better devices in my mind and have way more upside than this one. So I think ANBERNIC wanted to try the high-end market, but I think at the end of the day, they should really stay in their lane and just keep that like right around $100 emulation device. And I think that's where that's like their sweet spot, right? Don't try to expand. And then no built-in Bluetooth. You have to add your own dongle, and that's going to help with Bluetooth sound and Bluetooth, sound and controllers. Now, I tried hooking this thing up to the screen here in the back of the photo, and I had bugs. So that was a big con for me, is that, there's a lot of bugs, from ROMs not working to the video playback not working, especially when you use the HDMI. I think you need to update EmuElect or, change out some hotkeys there. I have seen it work though, but again, it goes back to the thing of is it really a plug and play device, or is it a device for, somebody who can tinker with it, right? You're not going to necessarily give this as a gift. And then, first of all, it's kind of an expensive gift. And then second of all, it's really does require a little bit of advanced knowledge to really get the most out of it, right? If you really want to get the most out of it. Lastly, I did not put Android on it. I watched some other videos of people putting Android on it. It looked way prettier. You got way better emulation because you can, install standalone Dolphin emulator. You can install standalone Dig or Launchbox. You can install Redream, and then you can also take advantage of that touchscreen. So all in all, in my opinion, you should just install Android on it if you're going to buy this device and use it, and then just have it as a custom Android gaming device. But then it all boils back down to my comment earlier in the video, which is it better than just using your own cell phone? And some people are going to say yes. And so that's why I said it's not a total wipeout. I think there's going to be people that want this. And then two, the price is going to go down as time goes on. I don't think they're going to raise the price here. So I think as the price drops, you're really going to see some people enter into the market, on top of the fact that this device and all the devices before it have a huge cult following, a huge community behind it as far as hacking them, building custom builds for them. So, for that, I'm actually quite hopeful. So anyways, at the end of the day, that's what I think. Let me know what y'all think. I'll put links to all the devices if you want to buy a little cheaper version that can still emulate quite well, or if you want to go out and get this one. And then as far as like what's on the device, it has 20,000 games, all the systems you can think of, a lot of arcade ports and things like that. And as far as what can it emulate, you might be able to do a little bit of PS2 Android emulation, a little bit of sluggish GameCube. You are going to get Dreamcast, N64, and Sega Saturn working pretty optimally, considering. But that's where you got to draw the line as far as performance here.